Hi everyone, it's me Lindsay with EquipMeOT here today to talk about doing laundry following a hip replacement, injury, or similar surgical procedure. So this is a really tricky task and a lot of people rely on others for a period of time to do their laundry, especially if they have to deal with steps or long distance of walking or maybe even using a laundromat. But I want to show you how you can do it safely by yourself in your home. So the first things first, I'm going to be demonstrating this in my home, which happens to have a main floor laundry, but I am going to show you how to deal with steps because in many Midwestern homes or homes that have basements, the laundry is in the basement, and that is a really tricky task for some folks, and it's maybe the only reason they'd be going downstairs at all. So I want to show you how to do it safely and making sure you're keeping all of your precautions in mind as you do it. So I have on my steps to my basement. I'm about halfway down already so that it's easy for you to see what I'm doing. And my basement steps have kind of one handrail that goes the full distance and one handrail that goes about half the distance. So I'm going to pretend like it's a lot of steps that I deal with, which has only one handrail to contend with. So that's why I have a cane in this hand. If you do have two handrails, be prepared to use both of them because that is a really nice solid support way to do this task. But I'm going to use my cane because I think that's going to cover the most people. So the best thing you can do for your laundry is start using a shoulder bag. So I have this nice reusable tote that came for me for free. It's very inexpensive. It's lightweight. It can hold quite a bit of laundry. When you're doing laundry following a recovery, you're going to want to start with smaller loads because you're not going to want to deal with a lot of heavy items. Small is best. So small single loads of laundry that can be contained in one of these types of shoulder bags is a great way to start. So the one way to do this is to simply throw the shoulder bag over your shoulder like this and then carry it up and down the stairs that way. Or if you're somebody who's a little concerned about your balance, maybe you fatigue quickly and you think carrying a heavy load of laundry on your shoulder might be problematic, another option is you can actually close off the bag by tying it off, and you still have the loop available when you get to the bottom of the steps. Just throw it down the steps ahead of you. This is a common thing that I tell folks to do to save themselves a little bit of energy and to be able to focus on descending the stairs without that extra thing on your shoulder. But if you're able to do it with your shoulder, no worries, you can do it that way as well. So we're going to put the shoulder bag over just like this. I've got one hand on my rail. I'm going to pretend in my situation like my left hip was my surgically repaired hip. I've got my cane on the left side because that's the side I don't have a railing on. We're going to lead with the cane down, and because we're descending or going down the stairs, we're going to lead with our surgically repaired side and then follow up with our strong side. So cane, surgically repaired or injured side, solid side follows up. Now, if I was to go back up the stairs, I'm going to turn around and show you what this would look like. So as I'm ascending the stairs after completing my laundry, I would simply turn around here and I would be ascending like this, and I would lead with my strong leg. So I'm going to go, my right leg is my non-surgically recovered leg, so I'm going to go up and I'm going to follow up with my sore leg. So again, up and follow up with the sore leg. The really important factor of this is that you move slowly, deliberately, and think about the movements as you do it. Sometimes if you try to go too fast, you're not thinking about it, that's when trips, stumbles, and falls can happen, and we certainly don't want to see that on the stairs. It's a very dangerous place to take risks. Now, another thing that is really important when you get to the bottom of the stairs, and this is the case whether you have a two-level home where you're going to be doing stairs frequently or if you're just going to be doing it for the occasional laundry load, having a mobility device that supports you sufficiently when you get to the bottom of the stairs. For me, I would find most of my clients benefit from having a standard walker. A lot of times what we do is we find a used one secondhand that maybe isn't as nice or clean or isn't the one that they choose to use every day, but it's at the bottom of the stairs and it's ready for them set up so that when you get to the bottom of the stairs, you grab that walker and you're off to the whatever room it is you need to go to, in this case, the laundry room. I also want to make sure that walker has a reacher. So I like to take a little bit of Velcro and attach a reacher to the side of the walker. That way it's always with me as I go wherever I need. And when you're doing laundry, the reacher is going to be such an important thing. So stick around because the next part of the video, I'm actually going to go over the actual laundry process. Okay, so now we find ourselves in the laundry room, and in this space, it's going to vary completely by where you live, how your laundry room is set up, but I just want to show you some strategies that will make it safe for you to be able to get your laundry into the washing machine, out of the washing machine, into the dryer, and out of the dryer. based on what type of machines you would be using. Again, there's going to be some variability, but generally these cues are going to work for most people. So first things first, I've made it to the laundry room. I've got my laundry on my shoulder because that's going to be the safest position to allow me to continue to put some weight through my arms on my walker. With it on my shoulder, I can have both hands on the walker. I also have my extremely important tool, which is my reacher, and I like to actually slide a little piece of Velcro on the reacher and then a little piece of Velcro on my walker so it's always with me. This is a super important tool for this process as well as many other processes as you're going about your day while you're recovering from a hip replacement. So I've got my reacher ready. I'm going to leave it attached here for now because I'm going to pretend like I need the support of my walker to really make the turn into the washing machine. I have a top load machine here. Many people use a front load machine. Typically, it's going to be a similar situation. Top loads are a little bit easier because from a standing position, I can see down in and make sure I get everything out as I'm retrieving items. But what I'm going to do is turn to face the machine. Got a tight space here, so that's a little tricky. Making sure that I'm facing the machine. That way I have support on either side as I let go to start getting the items into the washing machine. One of the really important and really useful tips that I've started to incorporate when I do this with folks is using garment bags or these delicates bags. They come in a wide range of sizes, and I had always thought they were only for bras, underwear, things like that are delicate, but you can really use these with anything. And the nice thing about that is it's going to kind of compartmentalize your laundry so that when you go to retrieve them back out, you know how many bags there are inside and you know exactly how many need to be put into the dryer so you don't accidentally leave an errant sock behind or something because your visibility is a little diminished from having to do it from a different position. Okay, so I'm going to put my items into my garment bag here. And if I need support, I can take breaks. I can use the machine as a support. Obviously, if I've got a front load machine, I've got to position myself a little differently so that I can open the door. Might have to sidestep to open the door so that you can do this process. But we'll put our items into this garment bag here, this delicates bag. Zip it, drop it in. Really easy to do it that way. You don't have to do that way, certainly. You can do it one at a time, and that's doable. But I'll show you the reason why I really like to do it this way. Say we're done with our laundry now. I've got my reacher. If I had put my items in one at a time, I'd be grabbing each item out individually with the reacher. This isn't a huge deal, but for some people this is fatiguing and it requires a little bit more balance and standing. So with the delicates bag, all I have to do is with my reacher, reach down, and as long as it's pretty strong, now mind you, this is going to be heavy because these items are going to be wet, so you're going to need to know that your reacher is in good working order and it's a good strong reacher. But these items can now be retrieved in a single grab. It's a really nice way to save some energy, okay? So I've got my items now. I'm going to reattach my reacher to the front of my, or to the side of my thing. I'm going to set my items over that need to go into the dryer. And I'm going to sidestep in this situation because I'm in a very tight space. This is a small bathroom, laundry room combination. And I'm going to open the dryer door here. This might take a little maneuvering again because I'm in a tight space. If you're in a more laundromat setting, you're not going to have to do quite as much maneuvering. So this one is a front load machine, which is okay for loading, but a little harder for unloading. So I've got my wet items. I can toss them in like this. This is okay. I can bend a little bit at the waist here. As long as I don't bend this far, I'm okay. I can bend a little bit to toss the items in. I can also grab my reacher and kind of push the items back if they're kind of sticking out a little bit. Obviously, you got to make sure you get your lint trap clean depending on what machines. I know some machines they're on top, some machines they're down low. So I'm going to show you, I'm bending down to get my lint trap. I'm still well within the range that's appropriate for your hip replacement. So I can retrieve my lint trap like this, clean it out. All right, I can throw a lint or a downy sheet in, whatever I need to do, run the machine. We're going to come back to the machine then and unload it. This is going to be probably the more challenging task of this. Unloading the washer into the dryer and unloading the dryer into your basket or into your laundry bag are definitely the most fatiguing and take a little bit more time. But again, if I had done it in my garment bag like this, single grab, really nice and easy, so I can put it in here. It's awesome to use with the small items, socks, things like that tend to be a little more cumbersome and you got to track them all down, so they work really well for that. But if I did it with my loose laundry, I can also just retrieve items out one at a time. But again, making sure I'm using my reacher to do it so that I'm not reaching into the back of the machine and bending too far. You can hold on one-handed here and reach into the back of the machine to pull out items just like that. So there you have it, the safe way to do your laundry following a hip replacement or similar surgery or injury. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. If you got some value out of this video, consider giving me a thumbs up. And as always, if you need more information on how to stay safe and independent in your home and community, consider subscribing to EquipMeOT. Thank you.